Is this one here still the benchmark in its segment? This is a full review of the VW Polo facelift as the sporty looking R line. With Thomas and Autogefuel, let's go! A sporty restyling here for the front, and LED headlamps are now standard option. You can even get matrix lamps. They would be standard for the GTI model. Here, the R line model is the sporty looking one without that GTI engine, also with a stronger lower bumper, even with a contrasting black color in the lower part. So design-wise, quite strong, although it's still small. And the daytime running light you can see here now goes all the way across the vehicle. These are the matrix headlamps, by the way. You see here, their brand name is IQ Light. The Polo has even gained a little bit in length, but just due to the spoiler differentiations. 4 meters 07 or 160 inches is the length here, or the shortness of that small vehicle. 14 to 17 inch wheels, and these are the biggest 17 inch wheels. Yeah, really massive styling, but it looks quite cool with the vehicle. Will the combat still be okay? R-Line badge here in that R-Line, and you can see here the beautiful blue color with great light nuances than here in this evening light just for you. Yes, the folks in Wolfsburg at the headquarters, Wolfsburg, also got me here an R-Line number plate. Well done. You can see a modern tail lamp signature. This is also new, and you can see a very sporty styling here as well. However, fake exhaust police alert for the Autogefuel fake exhaust police here with these R-Line fake exhaust tips. As for engines, a 1 liter 3-cylinder petrol engine, 80 horsepower, naturally aspirated, or then turbocharged, then with 95 or 110 horsepower. Why this small step? Who knows? You can also get an automatic gearbox, dual clutch transmission, or with front-wheel drive. And if you want to go with the 2 liter 4-cylinder, that's then the GTI, now with 207 horsepower, and at 6.5 in the acceleration figure. That's 0.2 seconds faster. If you want to see the GTI facelift as well, subscribe and also tell us in the comments. Let's go on with the interior. That's the khaki, the classic one, but I prefer this one over the very new ones because they are still matte, you know, and that feels better and also doesn't collect so much fingerprints and scratches. And door closing sound. Yeah, is okay, but here, yeah, I heard it better. Inside of the doors is hard pack. Yeah, could look better. And then here, however, the dashboard, that is then soft touch, and you also see the difference then. Now, always digital instruments, but 2 different sizes, soon more to that. And also on the right side, a bigger infotainment, also soon more to that. Steering wheel here in a very modern style now, but still, yes, with hard buttons. Way to go. And different fabric seats are available, and these ones are the R-Line seats because it's R-Line exterior and interior. And wow, these look very good. I mean, gray microfiber, really high class. Contrast stitches, fabric on the inside, then here's some more microfiber inserts at the bolsters. Way to go. Seating position, here these R-Line sport seats, they're really very comfortable also for tall adults. Headroom here with 1.86 or 6'1", no problem. So yeah, it feels like a Golf almost, you know. Meanwhile, this Polo here, so we can also like a small Golf. There is still a difference, of course. You feel that the front axle is not that wide, for example. Good steering wheel position here, by the way, as well. And the chassis, this MQB A0 platform, is also a very stiff one. Indeed, we will experience that while driving. Steering wheel here, manual control, up, down, in and out. Very well, well done as for the build quality as well. Ooh, seeing that R-Line logo there. Welcome to the interior. And once again, a rather simple styling here. Nice matte insert. Once again, a good new look of the steering wheel here, the volume control and cruise control settings, upgraded travel assistance system, right side then to control the digital instruments. And here you can also see the Apple CarPlay integration. Android Auto is also possible, both wireless or with the cable. Soon more deals to the screens. Here then, new climate unit. Yeah, hashtag capacitive curse, but for a capacitive curse, it's actually quite okay. But the base version will still feature the normal climate unit, so maybe don't go so high trim. That would be an alternative. In the lower part, 2 USB-C chargers now. Start-stop engine buttons. Here's the DSG, a dual clutch transmission, of course. This car also comes with a manual. And then the cup holders are not adaptive, sadly, but here the armrest is very well attached with some more space underneath. The screen starts 6.5, then goes further 8-inch. This would be standard for R line, Style and GTI, and then optional here, this top infotainment system, 9.2-inch. The thing is, when you pick this top infotainment system, it has one crucial advantage, because when you have here set the map, then you can also display it in the digital instrument. So you can have it here at the very same time. And that's only in the top infotainment system build. Here the responsiveness is not too good actually. System has become a little bit more complicated. That's not ideal, I think. There is this Beats sound system in here. Let's test that. Oh, that has like strong bass indeed. I mean, yeah, for a small car, not bad actually. And here are the digital instruments. You can have the map all over the place. That's of course a practical thing to have. So you can also display the map there in general, also with the smaller infotainment system. It's just again the point that you can display it on a parallel basis, just to be clear on that. But here the digital instruments are clear to read. If you want to go completely animal free with this vehicle, by the way, the steering wheel in the very base version comes with a little HPU compound. It's not too bad actually. It's not then the animal skin wrap here in the higher trim. In the rear, yeah, when I'm driving it gets close, but it exactly fits as for the legroom. Headroom is actually a little bit better, 1.86 or 6'1". And you know, these rear seats are really very comfortable. So because they also have this very nice sporty styling and the microfiber insert, really high quality as for the seats. And it's also this kind of single seat step, super comfortable here in the rear actually, especially if you have taller legs, because then in the middle part here it gets a little bit closer, but it would theoretically work when the front seats are pushed a little bit more forward. And now USB-C chargers here for the rear. For the trunk, you fold the logo here, and then 350 liter it houses. The length is here at about 60 centimeters. It's like 23 inches. The height too, the cover is at 40 centimeters or 16 inches, and the width here, it's actually quite reasonable, is indeed also 1 meter or 40 inches, which we usually just see from bigger vehicles. You see the cabin trolley fits in vertical way as well. No. So that's the thing then of the small cars, and here more space underneath, also for replacement tire if you like. And when you fold the seats, 1 meter 35 or 53 inches. Welcome to Thomas's Driving Lounge with the VW Polo facelift, here with the 1 liter 3-cylinder, 110 horsepower turbocharged, and let's accelerate on the motorway. Let's do some 40 to 80 kilometers an hour. See about the performance here. Plop, that's it. And I was in the sport mode, so the gears are turned up a little bit higher. And also a lower gear select here. Then in the D mode, you switch it here at the main drive selector. That's the one way, then DS. Or here at the shifting pedal, you can also shift down yourself and then have a more spontaneous acceleration, and you press and hold the right pedal to go in this automatic mode again. You also heard this typical 3-cylinder sound, which can at some time, you know, sound even a little bit more interesting than the 4 cylinders. That's really interesting. You know, for lower speed performance, definitely enough power with the turbo here. So that's the most powerful non-GTI engine we have. And upgrade here also as for the travel assist, so I can set the cruise control, and also the lane is being kept. So you see here, it's being kept in the lane in a very smooth way. So let's see here, it comes to the left side there it is go with the steering intervention. Of course, it's, you know, supposed that you keep your hands on the steering wheel in advance. So this was just demonstration purposes. So here, even in this construction lane, the lane was kept very, very well. So that's definitely well done. Let's get off that motorway and see about some more city and countryside driving. So the Polo usually sets a benchmark because it has good steering, has a very good chassis. This platform here is quite stiff, and it has good comfort due to the seats here, especially in the R line. They're very comfortable and also work for tall adults, and it's a lot of fun to steer this one around. It's not a super special expensive car, but still you can already have a lot of fun driving it. Here, the automatic gearbox, the DSG, dual clutch transmission, very smooth transitions between the gears, especially when you are in a normal D driving mode. And when we go think about some slalom characteristics, normal suspension here does a very good job. It's a good compromise between sportiness and comfort. Let's do a lane change right here. See about that. Yeah, that's a lot of fun, and the car doesn't roll too much. Recently it became a lot of competition due to the all new generation of the Hyundai i20. You can also check out that review, and I'll also link it later once again. So this one also in the driving part makes big competition for the VW Polo now. That means we have to say that driving wise maybe even the i20 is the benchmark now. However, the Polo still does a lot of things very well. So it's kind of still like a baseline, where you can see which car is better or worse. The all-new Skoda Fabia, we recently test drove that one, and that one also is a little bit newer now, in some ways more sophisticated than the Polo, and felt even a little bit more elaborated. Here with the facelift, what did they change? Driving wise, not so much, but the user interface while driving, base versions will still get the manual dials, but here the new climate dials, as I said earlier, 4 capacitive climate dials, they are somewhat okay, but still while driving the low trim levels would serve better as for the functionality and so on. Here then the infotainment screen, of course when it's a little bit bigger you can control it better while driving. Still having no real buttons right here is also somewhat, to me, a little bit more distracting. I like the new steering wheel. It's also fun to look at it while driving, and also here the soft touch dashboard and so on. So it is still a vehicle where you can do a lot of things with, and most of the things just in everyday driving life it does very well. One of the best things, I can just repeat again, that the steering has a very precise input, no dead zone area whatsoever, and it's also progressive, so you don't need to steer that much. And if you have that combination here of the automatic gearbox and the dual, the dual clutch transmission and that good progressive steering, you hardly ever have to take both hands off both or even one hand off the steering wheel, so you can always keep it both hands on the steering wheel, and that's also something that majorly adds to safety. Fuel economy, by the way, some 6.5 liters on 1 kilometers, so 40 mpg plus. Could even be a little bit better for a small car like this indeed. So these downsized engines, they do not save fuel. And now some more agile driving. Let's put it to these sports shifting modes once again, and then we can taste a little bit more of that agile handling. We also have some nice S corners then here, a little bit more RPM. Let's see, here we go, very nice. And also, once again, the steering ratio is really good. A lot of fun to put it here in these corners. So we can't expect too much from that engine, but definitely, it's the fastest one of the non-GTI models. So here, once again, the chassis, this is still feeling really, really good. So really enjoying it, still having a lot of fun with the Polo here in the facelift. Check out the Hyundai i20 review, and also check out the new Skoda Fabia.